Hello. Move this real quick. Hello, hello. Yeah, it's a bit farther. Alright. Hello guys. Praise be to y'all. We're back on it's at 7:45 in the UK. Yeah, so obviously in the UK there was a bank holiday yesterday. Fortunately I was still able to go on. And break even today at the moment. And yeah. So I would say I think that a lot of the volume is currently not present, so I'm definitely not in a rush to get in the trade. If you compare the way prices are moving compared to, like, if you look at the, like, you can see that in this candle a lot of the momentum stopped, and in this candle as well. It might be a high volume candle though. So I've taken 12 trades and I've taken 12 trades and I've won 10 of them. The two that I've lost, I went long. So that's already a good implication that, it's a period for shorting the market. So I'm not in a rush to be looking for long or anything as well. Let me just quickly see if the volume is gone. Guys, praise be to y'all, man. I went out yesterday for one of my friends' little celebrations, big celebrations, not little. And all you could do is be like, God did, you feel me? An amazing day. What we're living for, I guess. So that's why I'm on a bit late, but I don't mind coming on late for days like that. Big up my boy, he knows who he is. I met a couple of my guys as well. It was a good day. Yeah, so as you can see, let me actually move this so that it's clearer to see. Actually, I forgot how you move this one. I don't know. But now, why is it so small? Well, anyway, regardless, besides the point, you see that the volume is very, very low compared to previous days and stuff like that. So, not going to be in a rush to try and get into positions. You can even tell, I wonder why, to be honest. Obviously, we're still pre-London, so maybe the market is still planning on moving. There's this. Let me just quickly mark a few of the. We can see that this low here is being respected because we're not seeing our body close under, right? So I could put this here. Alright, cool. Let me analyze this chart. Right. So we're in the bear market, so I'm not gonna be looking like I'm not gonna be looking bearish in regard to. I mean, I'm not gonna be looking bullish because even if you look at this daily, it confirms the idea of being bearish, right? So I'm definitely not looking for any longs. As I said, out of my 12 trades, the two that I lost are both buys. Then I'm gonna hop into the 4 hour. As of right now, I would say that the 4 hour doesn't respect the idea of going down, on the basis that this candle closed above this with this whole body above the previous top wick of this candle, and then this candle follows suit. But what we do see here is a major drop in momentum. This is volume here. Let me read this. We do see a major drop in momentum. So this is an implication that price is potentially thinking about flipping here and continuing the trend. As well as this, you also have to recognize that if we hop onto time frames like the 1 hour time frame, because lows have been broken, there needs to be retracements. And as you can even see here, there's a fair value gap. So because of the imbalance in the market has to kind of go up to fill this imbalance. So with, for example, even this candle forming a wick up over here, this is the implication that it wants to go down as well. And when we do the 5-minute length thing that we typically do, I'm gonna show you why. Also, sorry guys, I do have another screen that's not connected to this device that I'm using, so I also use that. So if I mentioned a few stuff that's not on the chart, then just let me know. And for people that watch this back, I'm not sure there's really anyone watching, to be honest. So yeah, that's that in regard to the 1 hour time frame. So hopefully within the next 10 minutes it closes like this, and then hopefully we get to see shorts develop. I do want to see some shorts develop, and that's for sure, because I'm not gonna be here forever. If I'm being honest, probably be here for like another hour. And then I'm hoping that in the New York session there's like clearer positions, because when I came and looked at this, I'm like, okay, I know I'm not gonna be here forever. But this is another way to clearly see the difference in momentum in it. If basically you see that, with these lines that I draw, right, look at the distance of these lines, like look how far they get. And I don't know if you tuned in a couple of days ago, where you can use this to try and calculate the percentage increase on previous shorts or buys, right? When you're looking at this, when you're looking at this and you see that, okay, cool, the sizes of these have fallen heavily, you're able to recognize that momentum has reduced heavily as well. Oops. You can also see that momentum has reduced heavily. So let's quickly use this strategy that we're doing to figure out whether buy pressure or sell pressure has been increasing. At this point in time, it's basically the same. Let me see a dip here towards the end of yesterday. I don't think there's been that much volume in the market since yesterday, to be honest. Since probably about yesterday 5 o'clock. For me, because I took that loss yesterday, counter trend trading, I recognize that, okay, cool, let me just try a win and get to break even, then let me not remain on the markets for my own safety. This here, normally I don't like marking out these small I don't like marking out the small turns that happen within, because, for example, if you look in here, I could have gone up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But because the market is moving slow, you have to recognize that, okay, cool. Like, you have to respect the idea of these higher highs and higher lows a lot more, like the lesser ones. Because if not, you might take a you might it might result in you taking a bias that is false, because typically when you see the market moving like this kind of slow, it'll be in a consolidation. But let's say I say, okay, cool, this is all within this, I would place this like this, but this would give a false premise that, yo, we're about to go bullish, because this would be way bigger than all of these. So what I would then be waiting for if I was to place this here is a minor retracement before I start going up again. And you know, as we can see right now, though, the market is going up. So that's definitely a bullish candle. So if I would have been on prior to this previous move up here, I could have potentially been on. But interestingly enough, what we're seeing here is that buy pressure and sell pressure are both increasing. So if I'm to take this and put this here, I am hoping that it underperforms this previous buy pressure, implying that buy pressure is decreasing, because if buy pressure continues increasing, then it's looking like it will go up. So guys, it's important to, for anyone who watches this back as well, you gotta look at this like in regard to buy pressure and all these things. Yeah, you gotta be able to look at these highs and realize these highs are all being broken. So let's hope that it doesn't. Let's hope that it doesn't go up. I don't want to see it break this. I can't lie. But by the time that the hour's finished, so that'll be good for us. Wow, all my devices moving slow. Alright guys, so whilst we're waiting for this to set out, we're just going to be looking at some quick fundamental analysis, like watch a few videos. Let me just do something real quick, just setting up something real quick. I don't know, man. The way that these things are happening, it's a bit, the way that the market is setting up is a bit crazy at the moment, to be honest. Regarding the oil, let me go check the price of oil quickly. Oh, okay, oil's currently shorting. Yeah, I should have known that anyway. I guess let's see. that's not true. Oh no. Oh no. I hope that is not true. Okay, guys. Kind of about to be reacting to what do you call it? Did I watch that? Okay, I did. Alright. Gonna be reacting to this guy. I'm not gonna put it on screen because this computer starts moving slow.
Do you spend all day in meetings, back to back?
Every single day. But yeah. I'm liking the way that this is setting up, to be honest. Sorry guys if I keep on doing that. It's like hay fever season.
Rides, and they'll take you out on a trail ride. Great people. Tandem for the UAE launched cruise missiles at U.S. ships and even North Korean ships. So what's going on? Well, not only did we hear about phone alerts in Dubai, we had 3 Indians injured in the UAE after the Fujairah port city, and a company called Vitol was struck by an Iranian drone attack. So in this video, we got to break down what's going on over here. What does this mean for our economy? Obviously, we know short term what this means for oil, but what does this mean longer term? Does this change or derail what's going on in the economy? What data did we just get this morning, and what are we finding from institutions that is also equally shocking? Well, let's break that down after we get through what just happened. So Iran fired multiple drone attacks at the Vitol company. Now, this Fujairah port is really interesting because it sits on the Gulf of Oman, which if you look at the Strait of Hormuz is sort of the thing in the middle, if you will. On the right side, you got the Gulf of Oman. On the left side, you got the Persian Gulf. The Persian Gulf is where you're stuck. That's where you're either trying to send oil through Saudi Arabia through the East-West pipeline, or you're trying to get out through the Strait of Hormuz. Fujairah is really interesting because it is a port that sits on the other side of the Strait of Hormuz, and it gives shippers an opportunity, essentially, to route through the UAE, oil through land, and out of this port. Now, this port is actually the second largest port in the country, so it's a pretty big deal. And it was attacked. Now, Iran is saying, hey, we're done. We're not going to launch more attacks. But why did this happen in the first place? And that's what a lot of people were wondering. Hey, wait a second. I thought we were in a ceasefire. Why is Iran doing this? I'll tell you exactly why Iran is doing this. Iran is doing this because Donald Trump has finally moved to make his blockade what we like to call semi-permeable. Permeable would mean things can flow through. It's really not a blockade. Semi-permeable means, hey, we're going to allow ships to go through that we like. So neutral commercial vessels or allied vessels, they may be let through, but anyone affiliated with Iran might get blocked. At the beginning of this blockade, at the beginning of April, I mentioned that one of the benefits of a blockade was that Donald Trump could end up having a semi-permeable blockade, which a lot of folks bashed me in the comments for and said, Kevin, that's crazy. Then it's not a blockade if it's semi-permeable. I mean, in my opinion, is the whole point of having a blockade is so that you can choose who gets to go in and out. Now, Iran maintains its blockade in the actual Strait of Hormuz, but Donald Trump has just now, with CENTCOM, so in coordination with CENTCOM, started what's called Operation Freedom, or Project Freedom. Project Freedom is really the attempt to say, hey, we're going to try to get the strait back to normal. Iran doesn't like that because the strait not being back to normal, Iran holding down while their economy is collapsing, holding firm on their blockade, while the U.S. holds firm on their blockade without permeability. That creates pain on both sides. If you start alleviating that pain, and all of a sudden the United States doesn't have as much pain anymore, other than slightly higher oil prices, almost by a factor of 2, then Iran loses its leverage. Iran doesn't want to lose leverage. Iran wants to get a permanent ceasefire in place. They want guarantees that attacks are going to stop. In fact, I have their 12-point sort of concept of a plan right here. They want a removal of the blockade. They want an immediate reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. They want the counter-blockade, the U.S. one, lifted. They want a deferment of nuclear items. This is really a delay in discussions around uranium enrichment, and really no
Bro,
nuclear-related
they've been
demands
arguing
until
about the
after the war
same
is settled,
thing.
and they essentially kick the can down the
Argue
road.
about the
Now,
same thing.
well, and then of course they want an
Literally.
infinite ceasefire, a permanent cessation of violence, no more strikes against Iran. Donald Trump says that Iran has about 15% of their weapons capacity left, which we did see some of that used today. Drones made it into the UAE and damaged the Vital energy facility at the port. That area, by the way, not only is the second largest port, but it also houses, it's called a bunkering port, and it houses over 118 million barrels worth of oil. I say worth of oil because it's measured in, I think it's like metric tons or cubic units, or something like that is how they actually measure it when it comes to storage. It's different. But the thing here is, you have to remember that nuclear weapons provide deterrence. They prevent they prevent countries from attacking nuclear-armed defenders, essentially. This is why Bill Clinton expresses regret that he convinced Ukraine to give up their nuclear weapons, because he actually believes Russia may not have been crazy enough to invade Ukraine if they had nukes, because Ukraine would have probably used them. And this is why the global, sort of outlook is that we should have fewer nukes so we don't have mutually assured destruction, especially among smaller countries that are more likely to go, we got nothing left, let's go. Now, Israel's got plenty of nukes, and Iran knows this, and Iran knows until they have nukes, they are likely to continue to get attacked over and over again. And this is why Donald Trump is kicking the can down the road on this promise of, we'll stop attacking you, because we know it's probably not realistic. Build custom industrial machines in days. At the same time, Iran is probably trying to buy time to continue enriching. This is my opinion. I want to separate this. They're probably buying time because I think what they're doing is they're enriching that 60% highly enriched uranium over at the Pickaxe Mountain facility. Pickaxe Mountain, imagine it's like right here. We bombed Fordo and Esfahan. We bombed the other facilities, but we didn't bomb Pickaxe Mountain. And there's plenty of satellite imagery. If you Google satellite imagery, Pickaxe Mountain, there's plenty showing there's active construction going on there, and we haven't bombed it. Now, one of the reasons we probably haven't bombed it is because this facility is believed to be even deeper than any of the others. So that's why I believe it's likely that you actually have enrichment happening there right now. And Iran wants to do anything they can to just kick the can down the road. Hey, we don't really want to give up that 60% highly enriched uranium, which serves really no purpose other than making a weapon, because we're kind of in the middle of using it to make a weapon. Not great. Now, Donald Trump is convinced the highly enriched uranium is buried somewhere, but I don't believe him. Okay, my opinion aside, let's focus on what we do know. We do know that Apache and Seahawk helicopters took down a bunch of small attack boats. In addition to 4 cruise missiles that were launched, 3 were intercepted, 1 fell into the sea. These cruise missiles were launched against U.S. Ships, which isn't great. U.S. ships in the blockade, though, are intentionally outside of drone distance, and so this is why cruise missiles were used. Brent crude did pop up, and obviously the stock market moved down slightly on this, but Tehran has at least promised that this is it. They wanted to send a signal. Now they're good to go back to the drawing board. Hey, let's talk about this. So what does this mean? Well, in the short term, it means volatility in stocks and obviously volatility in bonds. I personally think most of this is bad for bonds because you have higher for longer oil. We've been talking about it. Higher rates for longer as a result. And I think this latest news is really just drama that's going to end up being bought by the stock market. Now, remember, a higher stock market also gives Donald Trump more of an opportunity to be aggressive. So one of the downsides of that is Donald Trump doesn't have to taco as soon, which is generally bullish because the market is high. He usually tacos after the market sells off. And this is why in our course member live stream this morning, if you haven't joined it yet, join us over at mekevin.com. In our course member live stream this morning, we set a new price target for the NASDAQ 100. And we reiterated that what we want is a price target at the end of the month. The reason for that is we have big catalysts coming. Now, I'm going to talk about economic data and facts in just a moment, but things that you have to remember: Palantir after the bell. We've got the labor report on Friday. Wednesday, we've got ADP on Wednesday. Jolts might be Thursday. It's one of those days. We've got a lot of data. We've got the Challenger job cuts report coming out. We've got AMD earnings. We've got ARM earnings. We've got AppLovin earnings. There are some big names that are reporting. And so we want to see this continued CapEx boom, but we also potentially want to see some revival in software. Both of those could lead indices even higher. And this is where institutional analysis gets really interesting, because the institutions are telling us the following. If you're looking for reasons to short, and this is per the market here, the setup feels incredibly irresistible. But here's the problem. Positioning says you're way too early. From Morgan Stanley to Goldman to JP Morgan, fast money isn't max long. It's in fact barely engaged. Gross and net leverage are subdued. Tech is just one of the biggest had one of its biggest degrossings in a decade. And even crowded semis trades aren't at extremes. Let's break that down for a moment. When the war started, a lot of people sold to reduce margin and pay off debt to increase cash available. The cash is still waiting to be deployed in some part. This crowded semis idea, with the exception of companies like SanDisk, which are just rocketing on momentum, companies like AMD, NVIDIA actually have relatively inexpensive price targets or prices at the moment. In fact, NVIDIA stock, I personally think, has a fair valuation at $300 per share, yet NVIDIA is stuck just under $200 and actually sold off 9% over the last week, while SOX still kept running, which was another call we had in the course member live stream in the Alpha Report. If you're not part of that yet, we even did an Alpha Report this morning, even though we're traveling. House hack related work, investment related event that we were invited to. So we're really excited about what we're doing, keeping us a little bit busy, and they take you on little like wine and dine excursions too. But it's really more of an opportunity for us to meet very important people that we highly respect and that we're working with, which we're very excited about and look to continue working with. Great news for House hack. But if leverage is low and the degrossing has been done, and
sorry guys, I don't know what that was. Give me 2 seconds to fix this.
and doubt is high, then
Noise is running and everything. Crazy. Give me a sec, guys. We got, what's it called? Okay. understand now. I get it. I get it. These TikTok lives are gonna start soon as well. Maybe what I'll do is London on this and then.
Contrarian signal yet where everybody and their mom is bullish. Right? This is what I said since the beginning of April. Like, the more people in my comments are like, "Ah, man, that's too soon. It's too soon. You know, this is going to get worse before it gets better." That might be true, but what happens after this war is we end up with an oil glut, and we actually end up with a massive stimulative boom of defense spending, infrastructure spending, AI spending, and then cheaper oil. Now, you would think that spending would actually go down because of the war, but it didn't in March. Look at what happened to economic data that just came out this morning.
One of the most intriguing, exciting parts of your system is that you can't really see. Well, actually, you can see it because it's on your phone. It's the Project Solar app that is connecting, taking all the information from the solar panels and the battery and even your EV charger. And out of that, it is generating an analysis of how much energy your home is generating, storing, using, all in real time. It's the best bit. As it's doing that, the AI is learning how your home works.
Hi, I'm Matt Watson, and this is CarWag. Now, call me a little bit biased, but if you're looking to find a car, you should be thinking about doing it on CarWag. We surveyed people who bought with CarWag, and a whopping 97% said they'd use us again. Car change? CarWag. Factory orders, 1.5% gain in a month. Keep in mind, that's like an 18% year-over-year gain. When you analyze that out, that's insane. That's almost 3 times the expectation of 0.6.
So when you analyze, bro,
and
you add
5 times the prior at 0.3. Durables, which are things like washing machines and dishwashers, those were up 0.8%. Listen to this. Non-durables, so the regular stuff that you use on a regular basis, whether you go buy, water bottles, the supplies for your kitchen, clothing, whatever, stuff that might have like a 3-year lifespan, as opposed to something that has like a 10-year lifespan, like maybe a car, which would be a durable, right? These regular sort of consumer goods, clothing, makeup, whatever, we saw an increase of 2.1% on a monthly basis. That's well over 25% on an annualized basis. The highest boom that we've seen since October of 2022, which was literally the bottom of NVIDIA when I sent a course member signal to buy NVIDIA, and that $200 or like $300,000 investment turned into multi-millions of dollars, which is crazy, which is great. Knock on wood, we can do more of that. We love that. But that's usually because I like buying when things are unpopular. I don't like buying momentum when it's soaring and the valuations are nuts. I like buying things when they're unpopular, keeping in mind that the sort of self-fulfilling nature of a triple leveraged ETF like a SOXL is also somewhat risky because you start building momentum after momentum after momentum, and you disconnect from fundamental valuations. So you do have to be careful. Definitely some things that are way expensive, some things that still have good money to be made in them. This morning we were doing some more fundamental analysis as well. Remember, you could join us over at meetkevin.com, so make sure you're a part of that. But anyway, the economy did not care when it came to factory orders. And I just keep checking my watch here to make sure everything's cooking and my framing's all right. But the other thing that you should be looking at, in addition to factory orders or the economic data that we've had over the last few days, is this idea that Iran doesn't have much of a great capability to negotiate, so they need to lash out every so often to make the issue seem urgent. When Iran does this sort of stuff, everybody starts talking about Iran again. Nobody's really been talking about Iran for the last month. It's certainly died down a lot after the original ceasefire, but now they're front and center again. This is how you end up getting phone calls from European allies or Chinese allies, maybe, or the Canadians or whatever, like, hey, we need to deal with this. Let's get this done. Let's stop kicking the can down the road, Trump. Come on, man. Let's get this finished. Let's, rather than like half-heartedly finishing this, let's actually finish this. That's what Iran wants. Iran says, look, you can declare victory, just don't talk about our nukes for the next, foreseeable future. But again, that's probably because they're sitting there enriching it right now. Again, that's my opinion, so I want to be clear about that. Overall, how do I feel about all this? Overall, I expect this volatility. In fact, this morning, literally on the course of a live stream, we said, focus on the end of the month for bullishness because we're going to have volatility. Are we going to get the confirmation we're looking for this week from software? Or is it still going to take 6 months for software to rally? We'll see. Palantir after the bell and others. Then we've also got to pay attention to how's that job stat on Friday. We have plus or minus 20K. Who gives a flying hooty-dooty? But, what if it's a negative read? What if labor force participation skyrocketed and all of a sudden the unemployment rate is starting to trend towards 5%? Nobody knows. So there's a lot of data coming this week. We're getting towards the end of the earnings season. And what we want to focus on now is just be conservative. You could be bullish, but look for the good deals in the stock market. There are a lot of them out there. You don't just have to chase the momentum. You can see our lists over at meetkevin.com. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this caught you up on all the madness that's going on. And we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and good luck. It's also worth remembering that the AI boom just keeps going. I mean, we're seeing this at Reinvest as well, which we're very excited about, and the conferences that we go to or whatever. But what's incredible here is Google Cloud growth, we know, is up 63% year over year. But remember this, their user growth was up 40% quarter on quarter, also insane. And their TPU, their tensor processing unit backlog for their chip, doubled to $462 billion. Current estimates are that we're going to have about $800 billion of CapEx this year. And then we won't double like we did from last year, but we'll get all the way up to about $1.1 trillion next year, which is insane. I mean, the boom just keeps going. The spending keeps going. And I mean, we see the power of AI, at Reinvest and LSAC. And so we can't wait for, finally, the end of Q2 to roll around. Well, we're almost there, so we can really show off our real estate valuation AI. We're excited.
Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid, Tuesday from 6:30 p.m. It's on Prime. Goggles for You has stylish glasses available starting from £3.95. From prescription glasses to sunglasses, you can get it all. Don't break the bank for clear vision. Check out Goggles for You and order today.
Okay, now I understand why guys are. Okay. Yeah, guys, that video was good. A lot of insights. It's interesting that he's thinking that well, to be fair, it's true that Trump does want the what do you want to call it? That Trump is looking for the stock market to be as high as possible, so no shock there. No shock there. Got some ideas, man. cool. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go offline. I'm gonna go offline. And the rest of the trading that I do will just be offline. Maybe. Yeah. Because the way that this 4 hour looks, it's not good. What am I saying real quick? Bro, this Samuel guy. Keep on forgetting. Let me see, what did he say?
I'm gonna have to call you back, like maybe what's the date today? Today's I'll call you on Tuesday. Because bro, this house is a mess, bro. I've been sleeping on the floor. I only just found this bruise, so I'm just putting the house together. But yeah, nah, I'll shout you on Tuesday because I think I'm gonna have to do some more work tomorrow. But after that will be clear, man. Hope you're well, hope family's good, hope business is kicking. God bless.
Yeah, that's smooth, man. Can't lie, this guy moved up north. That's crazy. Say no more though. Shout me whenever you're free. Yeah. God bless, man. God did. Wow, man's holding real airtime from my man. Weird ass guy. Thing is, if I take this position here, this would be a proper risky, like real risky position. Let me have a look at something real quick. You know what? I mean, there's potential for this position, to be honest. For this short. But this is not my conventional strategy, no way. This is like this would definitely be a discretionary trade. I mean, this is what I'm saying now, yeah. Cool. Say price taking this high here. And price taking this here. This is a risk, guys, but I'm gonna take it. Load it. take it on like a third of the lot that I normally use, right? Then just give it so much room that there's no way it's gonna lose. Cast a lot. Let me just focus on gold real quick. 2 hours till the candle closes is way too long to be able to tell. Can't lie. But I genuinely don't feel like going short at all. I mean long. It's a long, long way away, bro. Fair value gap. There's people shorting this fair value gap, though, for sure. If it comes into here and, but to be honest, the regression curve, which is on a different chart that I'm using, is displaying the idea of lower time frames being short on the basis of the direction the regression curve is in. So the regression trend seems to be going up. The upper line and lower line are also going up as well. So I think the only feasible way, the only way that makes sense for me right now is a long, but I don't like the fact that it's respecting the regression trend anyway, centrally. So man, ask me. If you ask me, this is the only feasible whatever, bro. You feel me? See this break here. I mean, I don't know. If I am to take this short here, this isn't a short that I would advise people to take. Like, if there's not anyone watching right now, but bro, I would not say take this trade. I can't lie, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Risk it for the biscuit, mate. Let me check something real quick. Okay, cool. If this 1 minute closes like that, then I'll go. In with half lot. This is gonna have so much room it actually doesn't matter if it goes up a lot, because mate, there's no way it's getting all the way up there where the SL is on half lot. That's for sure. I know that for sure. Because that would mean that the candle's for sure flipping. So little risk, kind of like a hour time frame trade, to be honest. But I'm expecting it to go up, if I'm being honest. That's why I put a half lot in it. Maybe I should have put 1/3, but
While he was asleep.
bruh. Let me go back to this channel. I'm so happy I didn't do full lock, bro. If I did, I'd be crying right now. To be fair, I might even just take this out because why should I leave it in? To be fair, the 15 is bearish. If this 5 minute close is bearish again here, I'm gonna go full lock. If it breaks this high, there's absolutely no way I'm keeping this in. What's the point? We'll just be holding drawdown for time. Actually, no, I say that to say. I mean, the whole point was to have a far SL in it. It's gone a long way already. Damn, homie. I'm trying to get off, bro. To be fair, yeah, this one's such a this is like an intraday trade that I'm going for right now. I would love for it to respect this high here and form a bearish candle. That would actually be quite nice, to be honest. Yeah, especially because it fulfilled this high as well. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to go down, does it? But we'll see. Hopefully, it doesn't. Brother Bernard. Strong. Even strong. I think the volume is picking up though, to be honest. Let me go have a look at what do you call this thing? Oil. Trace oil, man. Oh no. Oil start going down, so gold is actually gonna go up. Okay. Now the inverse correlation on this is actually crazy though. I'm here thinking Brent is going up, to be honest. I should have kept the Brent chart open. In case. I'm gonna stay focused on gold anyway. Okay, that's fine. It respected that high at least. Let's see what it does. Jimmy, how can I load these?
Is the era of cheap flying over? The Iran war has claimed its first casualty in the airline sector, the US discount carrier Spirit Airlines. One of America's original low-cost operators had been in trouble for a while, but when jet fuel airline folded. Thousands
That's
of
so
jobs out
dark.
the window, thousands of travelers stranded, and I want to know if this could set off a chain reaction in the industry. John Graddock has spent decades.
I'm not trying to listen to this guy. Not, not that I know him, but just not trying to listen to that. I can't lie. But that's crazy. I heard about that Spirit Airlines. Priced out of Lisbon on a full-time job isn't enough. That's crazy as well. It's interesting, man. Very, very interesting. 35 million in taxes. 35 mil. Oof. So on average, let's say you get taxed about 40%. That means she makes about 100 mil. Doing what? I'm definitely gonna, maybe on the weekend I'll build an algorithm or something, to be honest. Yeah, hopefully this 5 minute can engulf this one, so it's a bit more bearish. Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. I'm a man on a mission. Oh my days, I didn't even see that as well. I didn't even see that engulfing. It's not even in London, bro. That's not even in London. Okay. Okay. Can't get excited though because the way the 15 closes isn't nice. Even though I'm not even big on the 15. Little close under here would be nice as well. Kinda letting us know it wants to continue going, boys. You know, it could actually respect these zones here, to be honest, as well. Let's hope not.
Yeah.
How can you say I know? You know, like at first I was like, oh, half lot and all that kind of stuff. And now that it's in profit, I'm like, damn. But this isn't a typical trade, to be honest. This isn't a typical trade. It's got a long way to go if I want it to hit. I might even, because it's half lot, I might take half the amount of profit. That makes sense. This is not a typical trade, so I'm not angry about that. To be honest, I'm hoping that it outperforms this. I'm hoping that it can, if it can get about here, that would actually be quite nice. It's not up that much, to be honest. I'm a man on a mission. I've got to know that this trading life, bro. See, trading number ones. Trading number ones. The heck is going on? Okay. Quickly search up sign, guys. XAUUSD. It's crazy to see like people in all these different kind of positions. It's quite interesting, to be honest, to see how others view the market. It's a long time till this hour closes, so oof. Jeez Louise, Tino. That is a trade, boy. I can't lie. Can't lie. Hopefully I can actually leave it to run a bit. I forgot what I need, right? Oh yeah, no, I need slightly to hit me. I'm not upping a lot down here. Maybe if the hour closes and we get another formation within that hour, then yeah, but not now. That was me adjusting my TP and SL slightly. I wouldn't say I'm fully 100% confident in this position yet. Like I said, this is a discretionary trade. So I would want to see the hour close nicely though. If the hour closes well, that'd be cool. If there is a will, there is a way. Day in the life of this, day in the life of that. Thing is also, if there's people who are looking at even these lower time frames, for example, yeah, I wonder if they're looking at this as a break of the low, even though it broke this high, because it kind of has the ability or opportunity to go. Yeah, it broke both sides, so it's not really that clear, is it? Are they looking at this like Fibonacci? And they want the Fibonacci zones potentially. I don't know. We'll see how it responds when it gets to these areas. It did break past here, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. That one, that alone as well, is the implication it wants to continue going down. But I wouldn't be shocked if it is gonna go down. If it retraces here, then comes back down. You feel me? Also with this fair value here, I don't trade a lot of these concepts, but they're there for confluences basically. I don't like the way this 5 minutes closing. Hopefully it doesn't respect oh. Damn, homie. Is that actually what EU looks at right now? What time frame is he on? 5 minutes. Oh, Brent is doing that push back up or something is short. What a wonderful world. Okay. Yeah. This is looking good for me, to be honest. Let's see, man. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it heavily outperforms the previous sell pressure. That'd be nice for me, to be honest. Is he on campus? Guess who's back? Bro, most of the guys are at work, bro. To be honest. Hopefully, I can just catch this flipping show, man. Guys, this is a proper risk, like a real risk. I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna add to my position if this 5 minute closes like this. In hope that price will actually start coming down. And I'm hoping that it won't need to get here. If I need to add to my position, it will only need to get to about here. But, you know, it's filling this fair value gap and forming something bearish again, whilst this previous hour formed bearish. I think it will at least try and test this low. I would hope so anyway. So, got a little bit of a reversal and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to enter on a 1 minute. It's kind of crazy. I need this 5 minute to confirm the idea of going short. Proper discretionary trade. Proper discretionary trade, mate. Should call my boy DKO. Guys, I gotta get in the gym, boy. Fairs. Why are people not on for this London session? What kind of position is this guy in? This guy's in the buy and the sell. Hey, yo. That's crazy. I can't. You are not alone. I'm here with you. Yo, I need to start checking what days there's news, man, because I just be entering on these prop accounts. Damn, I actually got somewhere to go as well in about. For sure. I need it to come test these lows at least. No rush. Let me quickly calculate this as well. Okay. This is not goody. Let me check this real quick. Yeah, because if it goes and respects the top of this 1 minute regression, that would not be nice. So I'm hoping it can turn here. Oh my days. 10-second. Yeah, the 10-second regression curve can change quite easily, but it's most definitely not bearish. Real discretion. I'm wondering though, I don't see this breaking these highs if I'm being honest. Unless, but I'll be quite shocked if it was just so easily come and break here. Potentially though, maybe I'm wrong. This is what we're kind of banking on here, this hourly zone. It definitely has to test these lows. It should do. That would make sense. Kind of, it would be nice for this to close under here because this is not a nice candle for anyone that's short. Thank you. This is not a bullish candle, bro. That's not a bullish candle. The 5 minute 15, there's not like, okay, cool, I understand the 4 hours are not in the direction we want it. But the 2 hour on one of the candles that we think is in our direction, it's 1 hour zone. That is not a bullish 15 minute. There's no way that's a bullish 15 minute. I understand that it closed bullish, but the fact that it wasn't able to break above all them highs after buyers tried to push it up, it's a clear implication that no. Gonna have to be getting ready in a bit, so let's see. Hopefully within this hour, because all I really want to see it do is test those lows. Literally, if it tests the previous hour lows, we'll literally be fine. It's all the way down. Let's put whatever here so that we can see where it is, how far it's got to go. Oh, what's going on? Why has it gone halfway? Oh my days. No way. Oh, I've had a line there thinking that this is the low of the candle. It's not. I was wondering why is it going halfway. Okay. Okay, so it needs to test the previous thing lows and go further down. That's what we need. Test the lows and a little wick under. With that 5 minute fair value to the left of it, there is definitely that potential that, you know, it can, what do you call it? It will, it can continue, go fill that as well. So guys, this is a pure discretionary trade, as I keep on saying, pure discretion. I wouldn't say it's not, nah, because the 4 hours in the opposite direction. But yeah, how willing it works.
You a top five player where? Huh? You a top five player where? You a top five player where? Cool, you said you're top five, but top five where? Apparently.
Sorry guys, I was looking at my memories from this week. Oh my gosh. Over previous years. I was not paying attention. Oof. I hope it's not respecting that regression trend in the 1 minute. At least go test the lows. You must test the lows. I can't lie. And continue. $30 bro. Guys, I gotta go soon, so I don't think we're gonna see this one out. I'm gonna have to update. Hey yo. Ooh, 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 ooh. I would like, this is 30 seconds left. I would like it to hold under this zone for sure. Hold under this, please. That would be nice. You see in the markets, you can't get excited, bro. 20 seconds is a long, long time. So let's see what happens. Oh, it's gone up. Yeah, 5 minute didn't respect this zone. That's not a good sign, guys, but we'll see. We'll see if the 15-minute respects this zone. It's like kind of formed here. To be honest, the regression is showing bullish. It's not nice, guys. It's not nice for gold to do. I mean, to be fair, I absolutely disregarded the 4 hours, so if I was to lose this, I wouldn't be too, you know, whatever, but it would be nice for it to turn and come. Minute seems to just be pushing up. It's got a regression, the regression around 4557. See if it respects it or not. It's quite a bit away though, to be honest. What's interesting is there was a point in time I was trading without the 4 hour confluence, and I was only using the 1 hour, and I was doing well. I would lose like here and there, but I was doing well. So let's hope that the hour stays true to what it's saying is what it was saying it's gonna do. Only 30 minutes into the candle, to be honest, but hopefully it goes and tests the previous hourly low, which is where all the way by this red line. This is the low of the previous hour, 8:55. Nice little drop. If it holds under there, then it'll be the 15-minute respecting its whatever, respecting that zone I was talking about. It should be nice as well. About 3 seconds. I think it's about close. Okay, now that has gone past it. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. That is 100% a bearish 15-minute, like without a doubt, and that is a bearish 5. Maybe it started respecting these highs instead of this one, but this is definitely a bearish 15 and a bearish 5. Bearish 1 hour, bearish 15, bearish 5. Like at least for this certain amount of time, it should come down. Let's see as well. If the 4 hour flips, there's a 4 hour that closes at 10. Let me show you actually, because I think Australian brokers, like what do you call it? Australian brokers like Vantage, for some reason their ones close at like an hour later. So for example here, I mean I could use this, but at the moment I'm on these candles. I'm on the ones that more of the Asia whatever brokers timing. Come on, matey. Let me zoom in a bit on this actually. Okay, this is the bit we needed to respect. So, ooh, the high zone, the top of this anyway, on the 10-second, not on the 1 minute. Okay. Hopefully we can see a nice little rejection here. At least before the 5 minute ends, I would hope for it to close under the previous 5 minute. So these markets, you can't be too responsive until the market's closed, innit? Because for example, the last 5 minute candle, it closed bearish within like the last 30 seconds or something of it closing. So let's see how this one's gonna close. This is pure discretion. I would say that, look, I don't think the markets is moving good. If anyone was watching, I would advise, or I don't know if you should get into the markets. I mean, it's up to you, depending on your whatever. But yeah, not a great not great market movement, let's just say that. But let's see how these 5 minutes and 5 minute and 15-minute candle closes, and then after I'm gonna have to go because I have to be somewhere at 10. But yeah, can't get excited in these markets, bro. Can't ever. Until your TP's hit, can't get excited. Until your SL's hit, you can't get Can't be distraught or whatever. It's all part of the game anyway, to be honest. But with this 15 closing like this and with the hour, it's got to at least come and test the hourly lows for me. That's what I think. Doesn't mean I'm correct, but I do think it has to test these hourly lows at least. This would be a poor 5-minute close if it closes like this, because this was a nice bearish candle respecting these whatever. So let's see if we can get at least a little bit of a little push down at least. Proper groggy, mate. Yeah. Let me have a look at Brent oil as well, actually, so I can give a little, get a bit of an understanding regarding the fundamentals, because I'm not even sure if I'm wondering whether Brent is actually moving in the opposite direction. Brent oil price action on Brent is so weird, so weird, so weird. It's definitely, I would say crude oil is not for scalping or like intraday. It's probably like a long, like at least like a 6 months trade and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a poor 5 minutes, to be honest. Let's see how the 15-minute closes. I mean, look, because it's a discretionary trade, I'm not too focused on trying to hit it in, because typically, for example, when I'm trading my actual strategy, like my proper strategy, I'll say, okay, cool, it's been about 45 minutes, the trade hasn't hit, it's probably not going to hit or something like that. But this one's not the strategy, it's just pure analysis in it, on the basis that the market is short as well. But because I am still at break even, I couldn't, if I have to leave, I don't care to leave it in or something. It's just not a good day. I'm hoping that New York session spices up a bit. Yeah, I ain't trading my futures account in a minute actually. Hopefully it's not breached. Got to trade that one, mate. Goldilocks, what are you doing, mate? Gold. Literally, like, if you look at these candles, yeah, I've been at break even for like way too long. Like, way too long. Just look at these candles are all in the same place. Literally from like here all the way to here. How long is that? This is why I think London session is the most overrated session ever. Nothing ever happens in London session. Pre-London, look at this. Look. 6 o'clock, boom, goes all the way up here, comes all the way down here, goes all the way up here. Prior to London session, the market was moving better than London session. Doesn't make any sense. It's just that I got to sleep late, so I didn't get to see any of this. And I probably wouldn't have taken the trade, to be honest, unless it was this short here. Because, yeah. Yeah, so, alright, cool. We're getting a decent short, half decent short at the moment. Like we said, at least the testing of the hourly lows. Can't get excited though, you know, in this market, if the candle doesn't close, all it takes is 10 seconds for it to go in the absolute opposite direction. So You can't let your emotions get in the way. You feel me? Sort of got to be robotic. Let me check something real quick, actually. I know a lot of guys watch this back in it, so if you have any questions, I think most of you guys can just PM me in it, personal message, and then yeah. Let's see. Ooh. Danny too. Oh my gosh, guys! I need to start looking at the chat. Sorry, boys. Danny Temede. I didn't know there was anyone here. Big up Nans in it. I didn't even see that as well. Let me shout him out. Sorry, boss. Are you still here? Danny Temede. I didn't see your message. Yeah, I'm working with gold, mate. Oh, you are still here? Okay. Let me message my friend as well. What, do you trade as well, mate? Nah, but you know what it is? You can always do the prop firm, man. Always try prop firm. They're good ways to practice as well. I don't know if you've heard about prop firm before. Have you heard of prop firms? Hey, shout out Nanzino, man, for popping in. Okay, cool. Prop firms, yeah. Basically, what they are is like you pay, for example, on CFD. I don't know if you know what CFD means or futures, but don't worry, you can search it out. Basically, all you do is you would pay like you would pay about, let's say, £250 for a 50k account. Then after, you would have to pass the challenges, which is get 10% on the account, so that would be 5k, and then or 8%, which would be 4k. And then after, in the second stage, you'd have to get 2.5%, which would, yes. Is it 2.5? No, then you'd have to get 5% actually. Yeah. Then you'd have to get 5%, which is 2,500 on the next account. Then after that, they would give you a 50k account to trade with, which has like certain rules. Then you can get paid out with that money. But what I would say is, if you're not ready to trade, don't go and spend like so much money on it. First, like pattern or fix the way that you trade, and then you get me. But for example, if you search up FTMO, let me say what it is. Let me just write it here. If you search up, actually, you know what? Use Blue Guardian, and if you want to use Blue Guardian, use my referral code. Blue Guardian. Blue Guardian, FTMO. If you search them up, you can kind of, figure it out. But how long have you been trading as well? Okay. would like the 15-minute to close under these zones here. That would be quite nice. There's a nice little sell-off there. Oh, lads, I'm gonna have to go soon as well. Danny, you should have came in earlier, bro. If you're still here, anyway. This 15-minute is not looking good. Would prefer close under here, that's for sure. But you can't complain until the candle is closed. However, it does not look like it's going to close in our favor. The good thing is at least it's still respecting this 1 hour. So we have 15 minutes to see. Hey, if you're here around that 1 p.m. or something, mate, I'm gonna be here again. This guy gonna be here again. Should do anyway. We'll see. Wait, man said I've never checked the chat. I've never checked the chat ever. Like I don't know if people have ever messaged in it. Can't lie. Fair enough though. Yeah. Alright then. Alright. So subscribe as well, bro. Make sure you like and subscribe. Oh yes. Look at that. My appointment's been delayed to 10:30. I'm here for another maybe 15:30 actually. That is actually crazy. Alright, Danny, I'm looking to help people learn how to trade in it. So if you don't know how to trade, I'm here, bro. For the free as well. For free. Can't lie. I'm not a Mr. Mentorship or course or whatever. Nah, man. For free. Trying to see everyone eat. That's for now anyway, until people start wasting my time. Okay. So this is just poor volume at the moment. Been in the same position for a very, very long time. Yeah. Calm. Go get a good workout in. This is not a nice reversal on this. Nice candle. Hopefully it doesn't reverse. Price seems to be respecting these lows here. Price seems to be respecting lows. I need to start checking the chat, man. I don't know if there's ever been anyone inside there. This is not good price action. I think from what I'm looking at the moment, I'm looking at potentially pulling my trade. Because there's literally no point of being in this market. Like, it's just horrible price action. If the hour respects these highs, if this hour respects these highs again, then I'll consider. But even if it closes like even slightly above, I'm out for sure. And that's not a good 5-minute candle. Can't waste me time. Quite shocked though, to be honest. Man, what a shame. Oof, big push up here. Let's see what's going on. Testing the previous highs, crazy work. Well. Oof, that's not a good 5 minute. I think I should have realized when. Yeah, that's alright. Oh no, that's a 5 minute close up off that, to be honest. Mm. 10:30. It's only about to go to 10, around 10 now, right? In Kofom. You know what? I can only clap in it. I can only say fair enough. Can't lie, I should be here though, innit? It's at the highs right now. Oh, it's breaking them. Okay. Looks like I'm about to get stopped out in a sec. Oh, no. Let's see. Boy got stopped out. Not even. Come on. Reject off of this, please. That would be beautiful. Come on. Big push down. Should have just went with the market, eh? Who even trades euros here? I'm not knowing. So, oh, this is real bullish. What did I miss? Maybe this actually. Maybe the problem was me doing this. Let's see. Let me check something real quick. Maybe I shouldn't have done it on this actually. Shouldn't have done it on this chart. Yeah, put this here. Okay. We gave a different outline, that's for sure. Okay. Oof, that is not a good close for the hourly, is it? Bloody heck, mate. I might just have to try take my L off of these shorts, off of this retracement here, because right now I'd be taking way less of an L. Let me quickly check if the 1 hour close under. Huh? I'm so baffled. Literally, I'm so baffled, man. Guys, I have charts showing different results of how this candle closed. Like, for example, as you can see on this one, it closed above, right? But if you look at it on this one, it closed under. See, this is the part of trading that I don't like. Because now I'm like, okay, cool, did it close above or under? But the 4 hour is so bullish, it's insane. That I should probably take the assumption that it closed bullish. Yeah. Uh, I don't know, guys, to be honest. I'm trying to figure out. Maybe it's a result of spread and stuff. Look at this, mate. On this it closed above, on this it closed under. But the fact that it was even so close is already it already implies that, look, price doesn't want to go up. If this 5 minute can close bearish, then there's hope for it to continue going down and for me to get a break even. Doesn't look like it though. So close against stop tower as well. It's literally a tiny bit away from against stop tower. What I'm thinking is, what they've done is, they know that people are going to respond to this fair value gap, right? And short of this fair value gap. And this is the candle that took this fair value gap. So what they've gone and done is taken, this is why it's probably even shorting. They went and took the stop losses that are above here, and maybe they might continue going down. But that is a real, like that's a niche. Not that it's niche, but for it to continue going down, that is what needs to have happened. And what's the probability that that's what everyone's thinking in this place, basically? Jeez Louise, I've been streaming for a long time, man. think people are really that short on this, to be honest. Let's see what this guy's doing. This guy's confusing, bro. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so this is basically saying no way. No way, Jose. So I'm not sure why it's feeling like that. Why is gold feeling like it needs to push up like that? Let me go check Brent one more time. Maybe I might just take this firm it. It is what it is. Brent is clearly going up. Mm. Mm. Nah, bro. Probably this should actually go down though. If it's look, I don't trade Brent on low time frames, so I'm not like 100% sure. Or I don't even trade Brent, to be honest, but I look at it for fundamentals. But based on what I think I can see, I would say that it's supposed to be pushing up. So I wouldn't see why, unless the gold is going to start going in the same direction. But what I'm finding odd is whenever like it gold respects it when it's I don't know how to explain it, but whatever, here's what it is. Guys, I think I'm gonna go offline, bro. I will update on this trade. I have to go get ready. It doesn't look like it's gonna go well, guys. If I'm being honest, I think I might just take this out. Damn. Close to getting stopped out anyway. This thing must be confused, mate, because that's why I don't like it when prices are moving like strong. Come on, my brother. Is that a bullish candle? Why is that bullish though? I wonder whether I should just intraday this position. But I don't want to take on like too much risk. I wouldn't mind just taking a loss, to be honest. Okay, if this 15-minute closes bearish, this will be the last 15-minute. If it does not respect this 15-minute, I'm 1000% out. Yeah, market's moving so indecisive. When I'm looking at Brent, to me, I think it's quite clear, but maybe they're waiting for the New York session. But I can't afford for it to be wrong, for me to be wrong in New York and see whether I'll be wrong in New York. Like, now I'd rather just lose the trade and then rather lose the trade and then takes 8 minutes and I'm gone. Yeah, this thing here is just playing about, can't I? I'm just gonna take my losses and cut. Sight. Let's see. 2 more minutes for the 5 minute. I'm getting a bit tired, to be honest. I think. Okay. I knew I should have taken my losses on that retracement though. This thing is playing around, man. Doesn't know what is going on, does it? Thing does not know what it wants to do, bro. 1 second it looks like it's gonna go the complete opposite way. Next second it's coming all the way back down. It's been this close to my SL. 20 seconds till the 15 closes. After this, I got 5 minutes and I'm gone. Oh yeah, actually, there's also something else I've got to do. What month are we in right now? Okay. Yeah, I'll do June, July. Last 5 minutes, guys, and I'll update you guys. Dang, this has been an annoying trade to hold. So black bull markets. Actually, nah. Let me actually go to. Oh, what did I get rid of them all? I think I must have done velocity again. There you go. This is the freest game, but yeah, don't worry about it. Okay. Cool. We got Brent still going up, to be honest, which is good for us in regard to our trade. We got. There's a horrible 2 hour. Jeez Louise. Horrible. Horrific. I guess we'll see. I'm hoping gold can actually push down this time, like. Hourly. I can't address stuff people do for fashion. I can't address stuff they do for fashion. Let me get off this Brent chart, man. And futures, gotta do futures. Oh my guys, are wellness, man. Might have to move on to TikTok Live, I can't lie, and film a couple YouTube videos. I think that's the pattern. Alright guys, I'm about to go. I'm currently in drawdown about halfway because it was so close to hitting my SL. Hopefully I end up winning this trade. That would be very, very nice. And yeah, that's it. Praise be to y'all. Hopefully we all continue to win and whatever. And I'll catch you guys next time. Whatever, yeah, something like that. Yeah, so later. I had a dream we would all win. 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 Mate, is this gonna let me end the stream? Alright, later. God, dude. Praise be to y'all. I had a dream we would all win.